Okay. Okay, class, can you hear me? Yes, class, am I audible? Okay, so let's continue our lesson. So we are now in Unit 2 class. So this is about text, context, and subtext. Okay, so here class, our learning outcomes. So at the end of this unit class, so you are expected to analyze the context, content, and perspective no, of different kinds of primary sources. And then second, you are going to determine the contribution of different kinds of primary sources in understanding Philippine history. And then you need also to develop critical and analytical skills with exposure to primary sources. Kapag class, as an educated individual, di na motuo og mga fake news. We now have the capacity to recognize things if it is fake or not. Okay? So now let's have the content and contextual analysis. Start with a quote of Confucius. So you just need to study the past now if learning without thought later born of antiquity learning is perilous. So according to him, class, kinahanglan jud nato studihan no atong history so that we now have the capacity to define the future and even we because we are born no without knowledge. So kinahanglan pa nato siya punon og knowledge nga to ang panghuna-huna. And we need to be fond of antiquity class so that we will know what's in it, what's the story of it, and then ang learning daw without thought class is like doon ka, imo lang siya memorize pero dili nimo siya kaya i-apply into the real world. It's like okay, naghago-hago ka pero wala nimo na-apply in the real world. Learning pahud-hawd pero wala daytoy knowledge about that certain thing. Okay? So, dapat mag-ano gid siya class, that learning plus thought. So, meaning class, learn, imuha siyang i-apply ang imuhang mga knowledge into a wisdom or turn your knowledge into a wisdom. Into a wisdom or turn your for unit 2. This is composed of chapters 3, 4, 5, and 6. So, chapter 3. So for chapter 3 class, here the learning outcome is for you to analyze the context, content, and perspective of different kinds of primary sources. Second is determine the contribution of different kinds of primary sources in understanding analytical skills with exposure to primary sources. Okay, so let's go. So this is the content outline. So we are going to learn chapter 3, context analysis, and third is the subtext. Okay, so we are also including here the importance of context in analysis and interpretation by Grace Lemay. So sayo na jud kaay ni siya class. So let's go. Let's start with the context or textual analysis. So unsa ang content or textual analysis class? So this is a research method for studying documents and compare various formats, pictures, audio, or video. So kung baga class, kung unsa lang siya ang content a text, it could be a picture, it could be an audio, or it could be a video. So that is content analysis. Again, it is a research method for studying a certain document or a communication artifacts na naa siya text, na naa siya formats, naa siya pictures, naa siya audio, or naa siya video. No more no less, that is content analysis. Kung sa lain na dito, mo lang to siya ato ang studyhan o i-analyze. Okay? Next is the content analysis. So a content analysis class is best understand or understood as a broad family of techniques. No, effective researchers choose techniques that best help no answers their substantive. Just like no katong ilang research about the number of diabetic patients in Mankilam, in Barangay Mankilam. So that is just a trend, kung ano siya, trend siya na historical research, but it is also a sample of a content analysis. Okay? So effective researcher class ginapili ni siya nga technique, no, that it will help best, no, or it will best help them answer their substantive questions. So gusto lang sila makabalo sa number of, so which data are analyzed, no, ginadata na to. Sa ang mao ni siya ang mga question class nga dapat nato siya ansiran or i-address for the content analysis. So which data are analyzed? So atong sample class is the data from the um, health center in Barangay Mankilam. And then number two, how are the data defined? So how are we going to define it? So, di ba? Pag mutaas siya or going up, so meaning, na kinahanglan na daw ta nga, buhat og something program so that those, diabetic individual will be helped, no, in the future. Next, we also have the from what population, no, ang data drawn. So asa na population? So that is from the Barangay Mankilam. And then what is the relevant context? So sa more relevant context sa atong ato ang research is the number, no, of diabetic individuals, no, ang number lang niya from year to year. Then what is the relevant context? The next is what are the boundaries of the analysis? So ang boundary ng class dili pwede itong uban nga mga differentiated na mga sakit just like then, what is sa katong nga research class ang ato alang gusto nga i-measure is the number. So meaning class ato lang ihapon kinsa lang dito ang naay diabetes. No, even though bisag lahi-lahi pa na siya nga diabetes basta kay in general those diabetic patient lang. Okay, even though it is type A, type B or mas siya so ay na pala siya sa first stage or mas lala na siya nga stage. So wala to siya class. Sa content analysis kung unsa lang to ato ang pangita, mao lang gyud ko siya ang atoang pakon. Okay? So unsa pud daw ang kinds of text, no, na ato ang pwede i-appeal sa content analysis. So again, so we have here the written text, no, such as books and papers. We also have the oral text such as speech and theatrical performance. We also have the iconic text such as drawings, paintings, and icons. So we also have the audiovisual text class such as TV programs, movies, and videos. We also have the hypertext, yung mga text found on the internet. Okay, so 'di ba, parang naka-hyper ay usually naka-blue and then i-click nimo kay ma-open ang class, ang internet. Okay, so part of the internet. So what are the content analysis, ma'am? So mao na siya ang type class. So we have the conceptual analysis and we also have the relational analysis. So from the word concept, no? Conceptual analysis class can be thought of as establishing the existence, no, and frequency of concepts in a text. So ano siya class? Existence lang siya and frequency of concepts in a text. So just like sa to ang class, sa to ang study, katong number class, so katulang patient nga naay nakabutang dito nga ang diabetic type na choose ito siya to ang appeal sa ato ang research. So mao na siya ang conceptual analysis class. Mo unsa nga concept nga atong ginapangita, mao lang pud to siya ang ato ang i-analyze. Then kana siya ang conceptual analysis class, lahi-lahi po na siya in differentiated field. For example, for English class, yung mga major in English, ang iyang ginapangita dito nga concept is like for example, verb, pronoun. So ina siya class. As well sa inyong class, mga medtech, no? So we also have differentiated concept na related sa inyong class, sa inyong study. So just for example, you want to know how many times the word medical technician is being used in that certain nga libro. So pwede po na siya class. That is conceptual analysis. We also have the relational analysis. So mas ni siya class, mas deeper na content analysis. Kani siya class, it builds on conceptual analysis by examining the relationship among concepts in a text. So for example, we have now the number of individual and then we also have the barangay Mankilam. So unsa ang ilang relation, no? Mas taas ba gyud ang number of diabetic patients in barangay Mankilam than other barangays, inana siya class. So ang ato lang ng gina-research na dire is the relational analysis. Okay? Nanay concept per concept nga inya imong gituling. Okay? So just like concept of number of patients or number of patients kanay diabetic or number of diabetic patients and mao na siya to first na concept. So second concept is barangay Mankilam. So ato ang gikuha karon ilang relation. So here in barangay Mankilam di ay nagataas ang number of diabetic patients maybe naga-lower or nahinahinay nga nangawala or nangaayo ang mga diabetic patients. Sila na siya kas. That is the relational analysis. Okay? So imo na karong gina-build o imo na karong gina-analyze ang differentiated concept kung sa ilang relation. Okay? So we also have how to analyze or how to use content analysis. So, unsaon na nato siya paggamit. So, first step class is to involve in preparation or in preparing a coding schedule. So, magbuhat ka coding schedules. So, for example, kani siya nga part is for, di ba, sa class sa Barangay Mankilam, na siya lahi-lahi nga mga pod class, purok na mga health center. So, magdepende man na siya sa unsa nga barangay. So, just like in Barangay Mankilam class, nahanap po na siya lahi nga health center, unapoy ka na may purok nga mga health center. So, ang ginabuhat nato class ko sa to'y mga sa coding schedule class, imo na siyang schedule like for example, sa Mabini, kwaon ako to siya nga mga Mabini nga health center, kwaon to nako siya ang kani siya nga is coming next week. Pagka next week na pud lahi na pud na yung inyong adtuon. So ina na siya class ang coding schedule. Mga class, imo siyang schedule kung ano saan imo pangkwaon ang mga concept or mga details about certain na concept nga imong ginapangita. So just like ato concept na ginapangita diri class is number of diabetic patients. Okay? So we also have a coding manual is then produced, no? So kano sa ata nga makaingon nga um sa coding manual naman class murag atoa siyang buhatan og manual class ug unsaon nato siya pag-analyze or unsaon nato siya pagkuha ang certain na concept. Okay? So next class number 3 is elements of the content, no? Elements of the content are described and organized using this category. So for example, class, imo siyang by age. Like for example, pila ka buok ang naay diabetes from 1 year old to 10 years old, 11 to um 20, 21 to 30. So pwede siya inana nimo class. So we also have number 4, which is categories are used to describe this information that is emerging from this data. So imo na pud siyang i-describe no per category. For example, kato 10, so naalay ko for example, 5 lang kabuok ang naay diabetes ani nga mga edara. And ana siya class. Next is the coded content class is quantitatively analyzed for trends. So imo na naman siya i-analyze class. For example, for kung imo siyang per year class. So 2021 na ay 100 kabuok na ay diabetes. 2022 na ay 200, na 2023 na ay 300. So kung tanaw nimo class ang slope, kung imo siyang gi-line graph pataas. So kung one per class, kung okay kaya mga program sa barangay Mankilam, no, natambalan nila or natapangan nila ang mga na-diabetes and then wala na yung nagka-diabetes, so ina na siya class or maybe going down. Meaning class, so from 2021 ay 100, 2022 na ay 50, 2023 na ay 25, so going down siya class. Daon naman na po na siya. Diha nato na pa-showcase, no? So graph that certain research is going down. So meaning class, the number of diabetic patients in Mankilam, ang number nila is going down or maybe sloping up or it's going up. Okay? So that is how to use the content analysis. So una, mag-prepare sa coding schedule. So pwede siya by age pa, by year. So, depende sa inyo nga class, sa inyong research. You also have the coding manual. So, imo siyang butangan og mga meaning. And then the elements of the content. We also have categorized na po nimo, no? And then, the coded content naman class, pwede nimo siya i-showcase into trends. Oh. Analyze trends, patterns, relationship, similarities, or differences. So, again, class, it's not true to all, ha? It's ano pod class is a differentiated showcase and differentiated research then. So sa to example class in ato siya ang pag-showcase. Pwede siya naka-line graph, pwede naka-pie chart, or pwede naka um, bar graph. Pwede siya in ana. Okay? So this is how to use content analysis. So now let's go to the issues and reliability and validity. So napoy ano no advantages and disadvantages sa content analysis class. So una, so looks directly at communication via text or transcript. So mismo dito kita nagakuha no. So ang advantage niya kay kung unsay naa dito sa data mao lang gito ang ato ang i-communicate. Mao lang gito atong i-transcribe. Next is can allow to both quantitative and qualitative operations. Usually in class, ang content analysis class can be used no, in a both quantitative and quality. So, pwede nimo i-quality research, pwede nimo i-quantitative research. But we also have allows a closeness no, to text, which can alternate between specific categories and relationship and also statistically analyze the coded form of the text. So, pwede po nato siya i-ano class, pwede nato siya i-specific, pwede po nato siya relationship. Okay? So, for example, pwede nimo i-factors as quali ang ano no, ang research nimo or pwede po nimo i-quanti through the number. Ano siya? So we also have, it is unobtrusive means of analyzing interaction. So, dili na kailangan, no, na imuha pa siyang mangita pa ka, or pwede nga imuha pa siyang himay-himayon, imuha pa siyang experiment, di na siya kinanglan class ko. So, na dito, mao lagi to siya. That's why it says here, unobtrusive means of analyzing interactions. Then letter G, it provides also insights into complex models of human thought and language use. So, ang nindot po ani class kay maka-provide ka no og insight kasi pag ang imuhang gigamit is complex models of human thought and language use. And then when done well also class is considered as a relatively exact research method. So, exactly siya class. So, just like kung tama yun ang imong pag-process, tama yun ang imong pag-research, so maka-conclude jud ka that that is the exact number of diabetic individual in Manila. So, inana siya class. Okay? So, wait a moment class ha. Let me drink muna water. Okay. Okay, so let's continue. So, inana lang siya class. Ayun lang kayo ang content analysis class. Now, we also have the disadvantages no, of content analysis class. So, Pwede siya nga extremely time consuming. Pwede po siya kung ano, subject to increase error. So, especially no, kung mali ang ihatag sa ato ang nga data. Next is often devoid of the theoretical base, no? So, usahay ma-devoid siya, no, kanang because of the because of our critics class, kanang mga historians, kanang mga philosopher, no, nga mo approve ana class. Grabe gina sila ka critic. And pwede siya nga maano nang ma-debunk or like ma-reject ang ato ang research. Then, inherently reductive, particular when dealing with complex text. So, pwede po siyang inherently reductive class. Depende kung unsa content analysis yung gamit. Then, tends to often to simply consist of word. Pwede po siya word counts lang. So, just like sa to, count lang po siya sa mga number of the diabetic patients in Mankilang. Then often disregard the context that produced the text. So, sa put disregard nato, no? And then can be difficult to automate or computerize. So, usually class kanang daghan na kay class minilyon na, no? So, like all over the Philippines, all over a certain place. So, kung minilyon na class lisod siya i-automate or i-computerize. Now, so another thing class is the contextual analysis. So, sa contextual analysis class, so ano siya paggamit? So, from the content, may mga face value lang sa atong i-check. Now, here we have to contextualize, no? I-apply na nato. So, here we have how to use contextual analysis. So, paano ba paggamit sa contextual analysis? So, dili class na atay kung makita ninyo nga libro. So, we can use this class na ano siya ka na step by step. We have what does the text reveal about itself as a text? So, most likely sa contextual analysis, ato ang pa siyang i-describe, i-characterize atong certain language na ato ang gamiton, no? So, just like ato ang study class, kung muna to siya contextual analysis about the diabetic or pa-diabetic patients in Barangay Mankilam, kailangan pa nato siya himay-himayon. For example, type A ba na siya, type B ba, o sa klase na siya nga diabetes, sinana na siya fast. So next class is what does the text tell us about its apparent intended audiences? So para kay kinsa nga mga readers. And then the third one class, what seems to have been the author's intention. So, ano tayo intention sa author nga nagbuhat siya na or nag-research. The next class is what is the occasion of for this text. So most likely, a response could know, or is it written for a response of some particular sa general ba or sa certain circumstances? Pwede po siya class na the text intended as some sort of call to or for action. So like continuation siya class sa another research. And then we also have, can we identify or non-textual circumstances that affected the creation and reception of the text? So, pwede po siya class na ay circumstances, no? Na nag-include about the historical or political events. So, kumbaga class na siya niigo, no? Na nilink sa iyaha nga circumstances. So, for example, class, ato ba nga time is nahitabo ba na siya atong time ng COVID-19 or kada ba siya nga year is unsay nahitaboan na nga year, so na siya class. So that is for contextual analysis. Mas deeper siya class kaysa sa content analysis. Okay? So next is the importance of context and analysis. So parang class na igibuhat si ano class, Grace Flaming class atong January 28, 2018. Pero giano na siya class, gi-edit na siya ni Stacy Jagodowski atong January 28, 2018. So yun siya nga, ano daw, important daw kay ang paggamit sa contextual analysis class, no? So ingon niya diri class, historical context daw is an important part of life and literature, and without it, memory, stories, and characters have less meaning. So, kung baga class, kung imo siya i-compare sa content analysis class, di ba, face value lang atong gi-check. Pag abot diri sa contextual manggod class, ato siyang hatagan na og meaning. Okay? So meaning here class, without historical context class, we are only seeing a piece of paper. So, di ba, piece of paper ang sa content ng class. So, salay na dito, number of diabetic patients, mo lang dito. Well, here in the contextual analysis class, di ba, imo pa siyang i-dig deeper class. Unsa siya nga type A, type B, nganong ni daghan, nganong ni gamay, inaana ang sa contextual analysis. So, mas lisod siya class kaysa sa content analysis. Kaya daghan pa man kag-ig-on ng mga variables. Okay? So, now let's go to the subtext. No? So, kumbaga class, kung sa skin pa, ang naa sa taas, no, mao na ang content analysis. Katong naabot na ka dito sa dugo, sa nerve, anana, mao na siya ang kuan class, ang contextual analysis, ni dig deeper ka. Og ang pinakalalong pa class, naabot na ka sa bukog, is the subtext. Okay, subtext analysis. So here class, sa subtext analysis, we are now reading between the lines. No? Baga class, natay number na of diabetic patients na putay variable nga naa dito sa barangay Mankilam. Pag abot sa subtext class, imuha na siya himayon. Diba, pag abot sa contextual na natay types, na natay factors, ngano ni taas o ngano ni gamay. Pag abot sa subtext class, imuha na po na siyang i-check, i-embrace nimo ang iyahang messages. So, nganong naa siya usay ka ng relationship class about those complex matters. Sa number of diabetic patients, paingon sa differentiated type, paingon sa iyahang age, paingon sa iyahang barangay. So, ina na siya class. Mas, ano na siya class? Mas lisod. Kumbaga class, naka-web na siya class. Pakita mo kanang web sa kanang ano class, sa spider. So, ina na siya class. Relate na ninyo siya. So the subtext class of a document or object refers to its secondary and implied meanings. No? The subtext embraces the emotional and intellectual messages. So inana na siya class. Mas kuan siya class, mas lala or mas deeper pagid nimo ang imong pag-study. Again, class, to summarize, the text class is what is visible and readable. The context class is what was going on, no, during the time period. We go deeper during class. What background information do you have that helps explain the information found in the source? And then the subtext class is reading between the page gap. Nganong, ano na siya class? Mas ano pa nato class, mas gipalawman pa nato ang ato ang pag-study. Okay? So I hope you have understand it. Do you have any questions, class, or clarification with this one? So sayo lang kay class, no? So please click thumbs up kung nasabtan ra. Okay, very good. So I think that will be the end of our lesson for today kasi it's 9:51 na.